And welcome back to Yakuza Kiwami 2. We're gonna finally get over to the Millennium Tower to figure out where Daigo went. And unfortunately, these guys caught me, so we're just gonna beat the shit out of them real quick.
I feel like you more or less just bumbled your way into them.
It's been a while since I recorded, so I cannot say whether or not I knew which way they were coming from. But oh well.
I can't believe you didn't accept that guy's hug.
I've done that a couple times already. It's kind of cold. That aside, I always find it really weird that a bunch of Japanese like chain restaurants have like some weird statue doing that outside. Like I've seen a bunch of KFC pictures of, you know, Japanese KFC pictures where they have a Colonel Sanders statue standing outside.
Yeah.
I think I've seen one wearing Goku's gi too.
It's because Creed was really popular over Japan for a while.
Sure.
ここの50階だ。エレベーターは向こうだ。
Alright. So, we need to go downstairs and over to the elevator, and then we can go see the florist.
I think you mean the architect.
久しぶりだな。
Yeah, he kind of feels like an architect up here. I'm trying to figure out whether or not this new surveillance room is an upgrade or a side grade from his old place.
Side grade. There's no aquarium. Actually, it's probably more of a downgrade considering.
Yeah, that aquarium really makes the atmosphere.
どうして私の名前を？
高専在学中20歳で国家公務員2種をパス。人事院からの推薦を受け、卒業後府警に準キャリアとして採用される。その後は配属
Just like how they're suddenly just, I guess we'll just follow you.
最短の4年というキャリアを経て警部補へ昇格。
Also, screens in the floor seems like a really dumb idea.
Kinda.
ヤクザ狩りの女だったかな。
どうしてそれを？
And I don't know if it'd be practical to have screens on the ceiling here either.
Ceiling I get because you could like look up at them, but looking down on the floor seems dumb.
じゃあ、俺たちがここに来たわけも分かってるのか。
ああ、だいたい察しはつく。
Also, I really don't understand why our detective friend is like, how'd you know all these things about me, Mr. Information dealer in the police force? If anybody would know about everything about her, it would be him.
Yeah, I guess she just wasn't convinced, but this is him anticipating that and proving to her his chops.
Sure, I guess, but it's also stuff that's like, in a way, publicly available. Not like publicly available, but like so common knowledge. You don't think that they'd have like a statue or badge or honor in her name for being able to do something so crazy as like doing test number 2 or whatever at age 20? The youngest police detective at Division Command or whatever. It's like, yeah, people kind of know you because you show up in all the like magazines that honor members of the force.
Yeah, that's true. She would be kind of big over in their neck of the woods, I think.
ネズミが入り込んだようなんだ。
スパイってこと？
まだはっきりはわからんが、例のここのビルの爆破も通常なら事前に察知できたはずなんだが、肝心の情報は全く俺のところに入ってこなかった。
あなたの目を盗んでモニタリングをしている人物が内部にいるのね。
ここは24時間体制でカムロ町の様子を監視している。だが当然俺がいない時間帯がある。その隙をついて誰かが小細工したとしか考えられない。
If only there was maybe like a second person they could train for this job.
いや、ここで働いている連中は
How about his whole old team?
そう簡単に裏切るとは思えんのだが。
ボス、例の男を発見しまし
And
た。
they're all just here dressed in plain clothes. Alright.
Yeah, they all still look like they live in purgatory.
大悟なのか。
そうだ。あんたがここに来ると思って先に手を回していたのよ。場所を特定しろ。
太平通りです。ビルは
どうしたんだ。
停電です。
原因は
どうやら変電室に異常が起きたようです。非常用システムで対応します。
I love that backup systems are always like red or something, just to really emphasize that this is not the main stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's more just like safety to get you in the mindset of like, oh yeah, this is not normal.
何人いるんだ。
8人です。
It's always like the same, like
この部屋はどこにある。
very, very deep and intimidating red though.
I mean, it's more depending on like
何としても大悟の居場所を知りたい。
nationality, I believe, because in one of the apartment buildings I used to live in, we had a blackout, and the power, we lost complete power, and the backup generator, all the lights were just white. So
Ah, okay.
yeah, so I assume it's just whatever they've got installed, but it would make sense for, I guess, more official building to maybe use certain colors.
Right. Yeah, no, I get it. I always seem to see it in red. Anyway, let's take care of these guys.
I mean, I'm just glad that we already know his identity. That's how good Kiryu is at his job.
Yeah, these masks don't hide their names.
I was really hoping that if this game decided to break the fourth wall like once in this game, it'd be like Kiryu just looking kind of at you, the player, and just be like, "Hey, game, you want to like maybe give me a little bit more info?" And then suddenly like the last name shows up.
That would be pretty funny.
It'd be great for Deadpool gag. Please hire me.
As of today, I now know that one of the sub-stories in Yakuza 7 has been localized to include a little player aside like that now. Specifically, they reworked the camera to include a little nod at the camera.
For such diligent work these past 20 years.
So, this part isn't super crazy. And they all seem to just come at you one by one, maybe two at a time if they're feeling feisty.
God, I hate chip damage in fighting games.
I'm really disappointed I had to even get that little chip damage off.
これで8人目ね。
ああ、最後の一人だ。お前は。
Surprise! It's this guy.
キリア、おとなしゅうその子を渡したってだ。我ほどの男をこないなところで殺しとうないんすわ。おい、やれや、ぶち殺したれや。
誰？
近江連合の林って男だ。
近江？
なんでお前がこんなことをしてんだ。
If you don't remember who he is one of the guys who tried to kidnap Haruka in the first game. If you don't remember him, I don't blame you. I think the only notable thing about him was that he can open his mouth really, really wide.
He's the guy they hired in that Burger King commercial.
Yes. Yes, he eats like Snake.
1年前の事件後、近江の幹部リストから林って男の名前が消えたの。どこに行ったのかと思う。
So yeah, after last year's incident, he's left the Omi for one reason or another, and I guess he's just an enforcer for the Go Ryu clan.
Don't you just hate when mercenaries go freelance?
Yeah, a little bit.
No structure, no real organization. Just whatever they want.
罪は重いわよ。
脅しでっか。そないなもん、命捨てたわしじゃ通用せえへんわ。
なんだと。
もう近江連合の林いう男は死んだんじゃ。わしは龍二さんに天下取らせる。そのためやったら刑務所だろうがどこでも行っとるやないけ。
Alright, so Hayashi is kind of unique because he's got a ton of life bars. He has like 5 or 6. I don't remember how many. But he has 2 gray life bars. Like that's a lot. Like it goes fast, but still.
They just want you to suffer at the point.
He's not so bad in this version. Once you get down to like the purple bar, he goes into heat mode, and then he'll have another actual phase once he gets like halfway down, I think. For now, it's just a straight fist fight, and that's not too bad. I don't know how Kaoru got into that other chamber over there.
It's just a respectable thing to do.
I guess she knows not to interfere in a one-on-one duel.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna show off the PS2 version real quick because the effects are kind of cool.
Man, I can't believe they got the G-Man for the PS2 version. Rise and shine, Mr. Yuryu.
I love that every time he swings those things, it sounds like a fucking tornado. It's great. He also has an absurd number of life bars in the original version. Anyway, here's what it looks like in HD. Like, visually, it's more or less the same. Just, you know, maybe a little brighter. But the sound effects, they sound so much wimpier.
I think you mean more realistic.
Yeah, probably. Like, yeah, I don't expect iron pipes to sound like a tornado when you twirl them around like that, but it sounded really cool. Anyway, yeah, now he's got weapons, so I think it's a little harder to block him. So dodge around him and attack as necessary. Do running charge attacks whenever possible.
And plenty of heat actions.
Yes, exactly. On PS2, there's actually a lot more things you can pick up to use as weapons, but I don't seem to see any here in Kiwami 2, which is kind of weird. Ah well, Kiryu doesn't need them. At least not in Kiwami 2.
I kind of wonder if maybe that's what they did think, was that it was it'd be too easy with weapons.
Oh yeah, on PS2, I absolutely needed those weapons to survive, but here, Kiryu is so much more mobile and so much more tankier that, honestly, he doesn't need that much of an advantage against Hayashi.
Right. You know, for a second I thought you were gonna go for like a frame buffer, and that's why you're pausing on the exact moment for a heat attack.
I really wanted to go into extreme heat mode, but I think it was actually close enough to feel the heat action that I kind of wasted that stamina potion. Anyway, here's the PS2 feel the heat action.
Just merciless.
Yeah. And in HD. It's more or less the same. I just think it feels a little less impactful because Hayashi's not like against the fence.
Well, until that last punch where you basically like break his neck.
Yeah, the ending, the final punch still feels as visceral. It's just everything before that doesn't feel as powerful just because the fence isn't behind him for some reason.
I love how before we were thinking that like when the ragdolls glitch out and they start like flying in the air or whatever, it doesn't make any sense and wouldn't be realistic at all. And yet when we knock this guy onto his face onto the pavement, he like suddenly gets up into that like halfway crouch position and taunts us one last time.
Boss, システムが復旧します。
よし、電源を入れろ。
I'm glad we didn't need to call an electrician or anything to like fix the boxes. We just had to stop people from beating on them.
It's called the backup generator.
But we were on the backup generator.
That's you.
Boss?
故障か？
いや、誰かにハッキングをかけられています。
なんだと？
どうした？
何者かがシステムに侵入して妨
Guys,
害して
did
い
you
る。
buy your internet equipment off of dudes on the street?
状況
I'm starting to think these guys have McAfee.
Ugh.
You know, hell of a first impression there, Florist. We come here, you try to impress us, lose power, and then get hacked?
早く。なるほど。
And of course the detective is a super hacker.
あいつ。
Yeah, she's real good at cybersecurity.
さすがだな。
Yes,
さすが。
obviously.
なんだ。お前知らなかったのか。
She's also a white hat level of
俺が
6.
狭山って女刑事の本職だ。
本職？
俺の調べたとこじゃ、奴は高専時代にプログラミングを極め、その技術が買われて、不敬
Yeah, so she was a cybersecurity expert before becoming detective.
が新設したハイテク犯罪対策のエンジニア
Go
として
figure?
ハイテク犯罪対策。
ああ、つまりインタ
Like,
ーネット関連
I'm
の
glad
犯罪
that they
を取り締ま
didn't
る
make her
大臣の捜査員
character
ってことだ。
have the glasses and
狭山は国家西山の準キャリア。専門職として採用されたその道のエキスパートなのさ。
Well, maybe on her days off.
hey, no,
あいつはなぜ4課に？
break the stereotypes.
配属後すぐに本人の強い希望があったらしい。最初から彼女の目標は4課に行くことだったんだろう。
そこまでして4課に。
まあ俺が知ってるのは狭山の来歴だけだ。人の心の奥までは覗けねえからな。
If only there was someone we could ask.
If only. But I don't know who we could possibly ask.
よし、いける。
I'm glad that they also used the background from that hacker website. Kiryu Kazama, wanted in Russia for nuclear weapons trade.
大したもんだ。
Kill on site.
堂島大吾の居場所が分かりました。
どうだ。
Man, how awkward is it that even the bad guys will just put people in front of cameras, taunting the police?
知ってるの？ Right?
That's how you know they're
行ったこと
ineffective.
がある。
Either that, or the police are just watching, or had cameras set up inside the soapland, to, you know, make sure nothing funky's going on in there.
Like, cops, like the engineers installing this, are like, why do we want a camera here? And the other just turns to the first and taps his nose a couple times.
Ugh.
I'm also glad that nobody noticed the one guy leave the room. There's only 3 people, not counting our protagonists, in here. Well, anyways, back to my cigar.